Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, December 16. Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Culture Minister Olivia Grange are expressing congratulations to Tony-Ann Singh on winning the Miss World title. Prime Minister Holness says Tony-Ann displayed the best of Jamaica with her extraordinary talent, grace, beauty, humility, confidence, and passion. He says she displayed poise and excellence throughout the competition, and her display on the final night for all the world to see was superb and well-deserving of victory. Meanwhile, Minister Grange says Tony-Ann has made the entire country proud.
Tony-Ann Singh is a very talented young lady, an extraordinary talent, very charming, very purposeful in what she does, and she's most deserving. Continue to be focused, and you will go very far. We love you. God bless you. You had an entire nation around you, surrounding you with love, and you came through for us in flying colors.
And congratulations also poured out for Shelly Ann Fraser-Price on being named Pan American Sports Female Athlete of 2019. Minister Grange says it's another well-deserved accolade, while Prime Minister Holness says it is a proud moment in history for Jamaica. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has called on the Jamaican diaspora in Kenya to utilize the strong connections between the two countries to create economic development. Mr. Holness asserts that though an air services agreement is being finalized between Jamaica and Kenya, there are great opportunities for increased partnership between the countries. Among them, trade and commerce, technology and innovation, as well as education.
But really what it takes is for our ambassadors here, which means all of you who are members of the Jamaican diaspora, to call up your family in Jamaica, your friends in Jamaica, your business people in Jamaica, to say, hey, there are opportunities for investment and trade in Kenya. Come and see what is in Kenya. And for you as well here to say to Kenyan businessmen, hey, there are opportunities in Jamaica. Go and see what is happening in Jamaica.
The Prime Minister was addressing the Jamaican diaspora in Kenya recently. It was part of Mr. Holness's 5-day official working visit to the African country to attend the 9th summit of the African, Caribbean and Pacific ACP group of countries. Regulations to govern the nomination and appointment of persons to public bodies have been approved by the House of Representatives. Regulation 1 sets out February 1, 2020 as the date for it to be effective. The motion for the Public Bodies Management and Accountability, Nomination, Selection and Appointment to Boards regulations was moved by Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark last Tuesday. Minister Clark says this represents an important tool towards achieving improved corporate governance in respect of public bodies.
Public bodies in their entirety spend approximately $400 billion each year, as compared with the central government, which is only about 20% higher. This government, Mr. Speaker, has heard and answered the cry for greater and more transparent regulation of the process of board appointments, given the implications for achieving corporate governance.
The regulations make provision for the establishment of a database of prospective directors, maintenance and access to the database, and ensuring confidentiality of the information. When the regulations come into effect, prospective directors and chairpersons will undergo a fit and proper test. Provisions are also being made for restriction on appointment and tenure of chairman, reappointment of directors, revocation of appointment, and the circumstances for change in board membership. Still in Parliament, the Transfer Tax Amendment Act 2019 has been passed to make permanent provisional orders that were implemented in April as part of the government's $14 billion stimulus tax measure. It includes the reduction of transfer tax on financial instruments to 2%, while the transfer tax threshold applicable to the estate of deceased persons has been increased to $10 million.
Both measures, Mr. Speaker, are consistent with the government's thrust to increase economic growth and form part of a raft of measures which are aimed at stimulating greater competition and activity in and access to credit markets, greater business and economic activity, especially in the property development and real estate market, as well as to stimulate economic growth and job creation.
The minister noted that the measure in relation to death duties is specifically targeted at assisting beneficiaries to leverage economic activities by allowing them to utilize equity in inherited properties. The Court Management Services CMS now has additional resources to improve its operation of the traffic ticket management system. This follows the handover of 12 laptops, 3 desktop computers and 3 printers by the Ministry of National Security recently. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says the ministry is working towards a system that will reflect real-time updates from the point a ticket is issued to payment at the tax office or in court.
We look, of course, to work with the court management system to get to a point where we're having e-warrants for matters of this sort. Again, we work closely with them, and what I want to pledge is that we will work with the Chief Justice and assist your court management and get to the point where all the required, basically electoral requirements are there. For us, the getting public order restored on our highways and public spaces is a critical element in ensuring that there's law and order in Jamaica.
I'm looking forward to the improved software, which is to be here, and to further streamline the operations of the TTMS that will also generate traffic warrants electronically, thereby reducing the amount of time spent by the staff preparing them.
The traffic ticket management system is a centralized electronic-based system designed to improve the management of traffic tickets throughout the various stages. And finally, the National Works Agency NWA is advising the motoring public in Falmouth, Trelawney that a one-way restriction will be implemented along Market Street and Georges Street in the town. The changes will come into effect on Tuesday, December 17, to manage the increased traffic flow during the Christmas season. In a release, the NWA says the changes will impact the section of Market Street between the Falmouth Market and the intersection with Trelawney Street. Georges Street will be converted to a one-way, traveling in an easterly direction from Market Street onto Tharp Street and also from Crooked Street onto Tharp Street. The NWA says motorists traveling from Falmouth towards the direction of the North Coast Highway may travel via Harbour Street and then onto the new roadway in the vicinity of Gate 5 of the Falmouth Pier. In a further bid to ease congestion, Tharp Street and Duke Street have been designated as no parking corridors. Parking will, however, be permitted along sections of Market Street. These changes will remain in effect for the duration of the festive season. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.